Good morning and welcome to Cold Bear Sports. Right, we have another bit of bad news today. Navan is after being called off. Looked a really good card. I was interested in a couple of horses. Maximum, he won for us on the Patreon service the last day. We actually tipped him up at odds against as a strong bet. He got well backed. I think he went off a shade of odds on in the end and won very well. I thought he was interested in sneaking into the handicap with Sam Ewan. Yeah, no joy, no race, no joy now. So we've kind of no bet there. Quiet enough. We're just going to sit tight again. I think the Willie Mullins horse will take beaten in the first race at Thurles if that goes ahead. I think I seen a post where it is going ahead. Tenzag, is it? He ran or Tenzig? He ran a little bit novice in his first chase start. He did jump a little bit raw in spots. But with that run under his belt, stepping up in trip, I do feel today we might see a more, more suitable. Thurles, is that the perfect place for this horse? I wouldn't think so, but he has the run. He's going to be running over a more suitable trip. And I'd say they'll ride him more handier, maybe get a better look at his fences hopefully today. And I think he will take some beating, as long as he doesn't have any mishaps. I do see Willie Mullins has another horse in there. It's definitely interesting, Ramils. But I don't know, I thought the Tenzag looked like a horse of fair potential the way he hit the line the last day. But did have the novice jumping, but I'm pretty sure the Willie Mullins team will have him really well schooled. In between runs. I'm hoping Sean O'Keefe rode him the last day. Sean still rides him. I don't know if Paul Townend will go down and take the ride on him or not, but Sean knows him from the last day. Great young jockey. So either jockey, absolutely, you'd be delighted to have Sean or Paul Townend for sure. I just think, I think he's interesting. I know Ramillies is a fair horse, won a point as well, but he'll have to run to a big debut run over fences to match, I think, what looked a very progressive first run for Tenzig. Now, the value is starting to go out of his price. He's been backed into 5-4, but he does look the most likely winner, as Mahler's Mission didn't really take the fences first time, but I've often seen horses jump bad first time can get it right in the end, and I wouldn't underestimate John McConnell. Every time you open the paper, that man trains a winner, whether it's in Dundalk, Cheltenham, or anywhere. It's unbelievable. Every time you look at the results, that man trains a winner. It's insane. Anyway, unbelievable. Right. What else have we got to look forward to? The King George coming up. I heard Lucinda Russell talking about Cora Grambler and her good horse, a High Senior, that they might leave him in the King George. I just want to weigh in on the Cork Rambler first. I heard they're going for the National, but they're going to Kelso the last run before he goes to the National. If you're watching Mr. Scudamore and Mrs. Russell, please let Cork Rambler warm up at the Gold Cup. I think he's a lively outsider if he runs in the Gold Cup. I know he doesn't have the form of all the fancied ones, but he loves the track. He will definitely be staying on, and we've seen synchronised win. We've seen stayers win it in the past. I think Cork Rambler should take his chance in the Gold Cup on the way to the National. If you're watching him, please let him do it. We landed a big bets on him last year in Cheltenham. I know it was only a handicap. We know he has pounds to find. But if you watch Cork Rambler's run in the Hennessy, that race does not favour Cork Rambler. I knew he wouldn't win that race. I said it beforehand. Don't be surprised if he gets beat. But if he finishes third or fourth, it'll be a great run. But if you watch Cork Rambler, when he turns in the Hennessy, he takes off. He starts staying on. But the problem is the pace never collapses in the Hennessy. Every year, it always keeps going. And Cork Rambler turns in, watch it from the fourth last. Just watch the ground he starts making. But it doesn't have the devastating effect that it has at Cheltenham because pace holds up. But when you have that stamina that he shows and that gear change at the fourth last, when others tire, when you bring that to the Cheltenham Hill, where he quickens and the front horses come back, it's double whammy. So I reckon, if you're watching, please let Cork Rambler take his chance in the Cheltenham Gold Cup. I know the Grand National is their main aim. Obviously, they've won it before. But I genuinely believe Cork Rambler can come thundering home in the Gold Cup and pick up a lot of prize money. I'm not saying he can win it, but I am saying he will be a lively outsider, especially in a strongly ran race. Look at Lord Windermere, you set out last, came through and won it. He's the type of horse, if there was a bit of an attritional Gold Cup, I could see him picking up plenty of prize money, and it'd be a perfect stepping stone to the Grand National. Anyway, look, that's just my opinion. It's what I'd love to see the horse do. He's 2 from 2 over fences at Cheltenham. He just is, yeah, he just hits the line really well. I think the 3-2 in Cheltenham would really suit him as well. All right, that's my rant over. Yeah, so if you're watching Lucinda Russell and Mr. Scudamore, please consider the Gold Cup for Cork Rambler. I think he will be a lively outsider to pick up plenty of prize money. Right. Who else have we got? What did we want to touch on? Honeysuckle, yeah. So just, looking further back, obviously I made my video giving my thoughts. Obviously weighing in on everybody just seeming to write off. I don't know. She's 16 from 17. She's won 16 of 17 races. She's 9-1 for a race. She's 2 from 2 in Cheltenham. She is a cracking each way value bet for Cheltenham. Like, just think of the basic maths for 1 second. I'm about to say now, if you don't understand maths. And just bear in mind, lads, when I talk about horses, it's always price dependent. So if Honeysuckle is 2-1 now, I'm telling you, stay clear, no value, keep away. You understand? But when I talk about a horse, I'm not talking about an individual winning result. I'm talking about a horse that's value at the odds. Every selection I talk about. So I might talk about a horse there, but if I think there's no value in the price, I don't care if they can win by 20 lengths. I don't want to back them. I only want to back winners at better odds than they are. So just listen to the basic maths. Honeysuckle, let's say, I think she's 16 from 17. She's 16 from 17, right? 16 wins from 17 runs. She's 2 from 2 in a race at Cheltenham. 100% strike rate in a race at Cheltenham that she's now 9-1 for because she got beaten once. 16 from 17, 100% record in a race she is now 9-1 for. If you don't understand why I blow her horn, it has nothing got to do with do I believe she can win it or not. It has nothing got to do with is Constitution Hill a better horse or not. And let me put it to you another way. Honeysuckle is big each way value at 9-1. Will she run in the Champion Hurdle? I absolutely believe so. Why was the Mayor's Hurdle mentioned? Because at this stage she got beat and connections are a little bit, underwhelmed from the result. It can happen, but I think she ran well enough. Yes, she did run close in that race with the horse before, the Matthew Smith horse. Maybe it wasn't last year, it was the year before. But anyway, it shows that she did run to that kind of level of form in that Hatton's Grace before, whether it was last year or the year before. However, she is massive value. She's a good horse on good ground, an amazing mare in the spring, and she always gives a career best at Cheltenham. Watch her winning the last Champion Hurdle. People think, oh, she only beat Epatante by 3 lengths. She only beat her by 3 lengths running up the hill with loads under the bonnet, with another 10 lengths under the bonnet. Like, you're watching what you're seeing. You're seeing a horse consistently running, idling in front while pulling away from Epatante. So anyway, look, it's about the price. Now let me give it to you another way. If Constitution Hill was 9-1, I would tell you, ring the Bank of America, ring Donald Trump, and tell him you need a loan of 10 million and try and get it on each way. So it's all about price. Remember, when I talk about horses, it's all about price. It has nothing to do with the individual result, but always to do with the long-term outcome of the bet. So if you make a bet 1,000 times, is it profitable or is it not? Because all that matters is if you make 1,000 bets, and if the odds are in your favour, you will take all the bookies' money over 1,000 bets. If you make 1,000 bets, when the odds is in the bookie's favour, he will take all your money. And it's basic maths, people. Forget about he will win. The trainer said this, the owner said that. Forget about it. It's just the basic maths behind all the talk, all the passion, emotion, winner, good horse, bad horse means nothing. The only thing that matters is the maths. Is the price right or not? And when I figured that out, when I gave up horse racing, when I was inside horse racing, we betted on emotion, feeling, horses gambling. This horse is flying up the gallops. Nobody cares. The mathematicians don't give a damn what horse is flying up any gallop. The only thing they want to know is the odds in my favour or not? Is the price right or not? If the price is right, I'll pay. If anybody thinks Honeysuckle is an each way value at 9 to 1, you can profit off the each way bet. And I guarantee you, and I would bet my life on this, she goes off second favourite on the day, 7 to 2, to Constitution Hill, off the back of a win in the Irish Champion Hurdle. Watch Honeysuckle walking off the horse box in Fairyhouse. There's a video of her on Tattersalls. If anybody think that mare is done, you're in trouble. She walked off the box, absolutely lovely, sharp, free, enjoying it, no stress. Just got beat on the day, heavy ground over a trip, too far of her best. Anyway, that's all. That's your lesson about value today. You can look at me and say you're only a madman, but I'll educate you on all you need to know about gambling. When I spent my life inside horse racing, I betted on emotion. I betted on what people thought about their horses and not the maths behind it, and lost a lot of money growing up. And it's only when I realised, hold on a minute, none of this bullshit matters. What the trainer says, what the owner says, what the jockey thinks, none of this matters. It's all about the maths. Is the odds in my favour or not? Is it worth chancing? Is this horse, let's say the horse is 5 to 1. Do I make him a 3 to 1 shot or a 10 to 1 shot? If I make him a 3 to 1 shot, I want to be backing him. If I'm making him a 10 to 1 shot, I want to be leaving him alone. So you understand, that's it. Anyway, one of the lads, or two of the lads, or three of the lads, many of the lads were asking about the point system. Why do I use the point system? The point system is a bankroll mechanism, 100 points, break your bankroll. So if you have 10 grand to gamble, 100 points is, you break it down. So 1 point would be 1% is equal to the stake. So if I go 1 point win, if you have 10 grand to gamble, 1% of your total bankroll would be €100 total staked. If I went 3 points each way, it will be total staked 600, will be 300 each way. And also, if you have €1,000 to gamble, your 1%, 1 point win will be €10. Your 2 points win 20, and 2 points each way, total stake 40. So all it is 1 point is equal to 1% of your total bankroll. Whatever, everybody's bankroll is different. I advise everybody to gamble with 100 points bankroll that is separate from your day-to-day living. It's a safe way of gambling. Our max bets here at Colbert Sports are 7 points win. So total staked on any horse is 7 points of your, 7% of your bankroll at any given time, as any horse can lose. Remember that, but we crush halfway through the month, plus 45 points and the Patreon service with a lot of non-runners, and I feel we could have been a lot further ahead. We had horses pulled out, ground gone. We had 6 points win on a 7 to 4 shot that was going off 10 to 11, 4 to 5. I genuinely believe he would have won. He was pulled out the last second. So yeah, we're just crushing again now. It's just been an onslaught, and even with no racing on, plus 45 points halfway through the month. Colbert Sports, you're number one in the business. Keep following the Patreon service. If you're not signed up, you better. For the month of January, from the 5th of January to the 1st of February, anyone in the Patreon service, it's written on the tiers as you sign up, so just read them carefully. It's early access for them 3 weeks, and all the best bets will go out on Facebook and YouTube for them 3 weeks. So check that out, and yeah, like I said, everybody in the service gets early access for them 3 weeks, and then it's back to normal. But anyway, it's crush mode, the best service on the planet. We landed another big touch there Friday, as promised. I told all my followers, sit out, take your time, be patient. We're crushing them Friday. Boom, horse wins on the bridle, ridden by that young fucking superstar jockey now, young Lochnan. He's flying, really, really patient, really clever, intelligent riding, stylish. He has it all. Right, keep following. Cork Rambler for the Gold Cup, each way 66 to 1. Don't please run him there. I know you want to go to the national, but he's very lively to pick up plenty of prize money staying on up the hill. And if any of the fancied ones crack, by Jesus, he'll drive the hammer in coming home. All right, cheers.